Hi guys, Trevor Clines here with Limestone Title, here to talk to you about the difference between an equity line loan and a bridge loan. I'm going to talk about these two types of loans in a situation where somebody is going to sell or buy a home. I'm going to have both scenarios run off the same numbers. So we're going to have a homeowner, let's call him Joe Homeowner, owns a home that is worth $500,000 and he owes $200,000 on a first mortgage for it. So with an equity line, if Joe Homeowner wanted to buy a new home using the equity in his current home before he sells it, so instead of having to sell the home, pay off his loan, and then use that equity to put down on his new home, he wanted to buy the new home before he sold the old one while still using that equity. In an equity line situation, he would go to his preferred lender or bank, apply for an equity line. If approved, essentially an equity line acts as it is a mortgage on the property where the borrower signs a promissory note and funds are made available to the consumer upon demand. So this works very similar to the way a credit card would work almost, where a consumer has basically access to a line of credit, their equity in the home, and they can use it for whatever purposes they want. So in this situation, Joe Homeowner would access the equity in his home to put a down payment on his new home and have to probably get a mortgage on the remaining balance of the new home. But this would enable Joe Homeowner to buy the new home without selling the old home. You're typically only charged interest on the amount of funds that you're using, and it's calculated per diem. There would be a closing for the promissory note and mortgage for the equity line, and an appraisal done on his current property to make sure the equity is there to access. In a bridge loan situation, this acts a little different. This is where Joe Homeowner still wants to buy his new home without having to sell his old home and wants to use the equity. In a bridge loan situation, a lender or bank will typically pay off any mortgages on the current home, so it's free and clear, and then issue a lump sum of funds to pay off that mortgage, as well as use those remaining funds to purchase the new home. So in essence, you have now one loan covering both properties. It's typically for a very short period of time, maybe 1 to 2 years. It's temporary financing. Typically the payments are interest only. And at the end of the 2 years, Joe Homeowner needs to either sell his current home, pay off the balance that would be owed on the portion secured by his current property, and then if there's any funds that he needs to purchase the new property with another loan, he would convert that to permanent financing. So bridge loan, the closing would be one loan to buy the new property, as well as pay off any mortgages, liens on the existing property, which is secured by one mortgage by the bank and fixed monthly payments because it's a lump sum loan. It's not an equity line or line of credit type of loan where the borrower simply accesses funds as needed. So in that situation, again, Joe Homeowner would put the bridge loan in place, would make a year or 2 years worth of payments, and then at that point the loan balloons and the lender says, okay, well, we need to be paid off either by selling your current home, providing us those funds, and if there's any other money we need to pay off the bridge loan, then we would put a mortgage on the new property, or if there's enough money to pay off the existing loan on the current property and buy the new one in cash, they would own it free and clear once that existing property is sold and the bridge loan is paid off and released by the lender. These are two different situations that, again, a homeowner can access the equity to purchase a new property. With a credit line, there's more flexibility because you can use the equity for whatever purposes you want. So if you wanted to use some of it to fix up your existing home before you sold it, you could do that too. With a bridge loan, the money is simply being used to purchase the new property, and it would not be any other line of credit or credit extended on the equity. With a bridge loan, you're going to be paying for two appraisals, one on the current property and one on the new property. You would have to close on the bridge loan, and then if you needed more funds to finance the purchase of the new home and permanent financing, you'd have to close on that too. With an equity line, it's one-time close, one appraisal for the current property, and those funds can be accessed for the term of the note. If you have any questions, please give us a call. You can call us at our office, or you can always consult with your lender or bank about more specifics as well. Thank you guys for having me.